Okay, folks, Zach Smith, plant dude. You know what keeps me up at night? Crummy drip systems and mulchless, dead, bare soil. This picture here it's a little disturbing for a horticulturist. I'm an arborist, horticulturist, went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, Bachelor's of Science in Agriculture, Environmental Horticultural Science, and we were taught, well, not this. So it's got some of the makings of the right thing going on. If you run this system long enough, you'll get water deep enough, and it will move through capillary action left and right. So you'll get some spread, and we know plenty of plants will live on this system. Will they thrive? Will they be their best self? Will you get that lifetime out of that plant? How many landscapes just look good after install and then slowly go downhill? Most of them, unless there's a good gardener or some good garden knowledge. And right away, I see that there's not that here. What we've got is somebody who thinks that good gardening is really clean soil, if that's an oxymoron. If you can see your soil, I'm just going to argue that you're going in the wrong direction. There's nowhere in nature that you can see the soil. You're going to argue with me that if you go out to the desert, you can see the soil. If you go out to a natural section of desert, I'm thinking Tucson, Nevada, wherever, what you see on the soil surface is not soil. There's cryptobiotic soils, there's a whole layer of lichens. Anyway, let's just talk about this spot here. What I would do to bring this garden up to maximum health, before I talked about fertilizer or soil amendments or anything else. This is really simple, right? We emulate nature. Here on this channel, it's all about let's emulate nature. Nature already figured it out. Why reinvent or go in a different direction? Who goes in a different direction than Mother Nature when gardening? I mean, you don't have to. You could just go with the flow. It's already been figured out over ages. Mulch. A mulch layer will revolutionize what's going on in this garden, especially if that mulch layer is compostable, like wood chips. Natural wood chips is a great mulch. Been proven 8 ways from Sunday to be an ideal thing to add to the soil. You could add some worms. You may have some worms in there. The natural fungal component will settle in and start to break down the mulch, which is good, because that's composting. Now you're going to also have organisms in the soil coming up and chewing away at that mulch layer from the bottom. You'll start to develop soil structure. There will be an opportunity for the soil to open up, and oxygen and water can move more freely. Microbes will come alive. Those microbes, many of which will mine the parent material for nutrition, which they will trade with the plant in exchange for sugars and other complex products or byproducts of photosynthesis. This becomes a regenerative cycle. Yeah, in a little garden patch along the sidewalk, you could have a regenerative little cycle of ecology happening right there. It's totally doable. All of a sudden, your need for irrigation goes way down. Water stays in the soil a lot longer. The microbes, the fungi, people love the word mycorrhiza, will often say things like mycelium. The network or soil food web will get busy trading and transferring nutritional products back and forth. The sunlight is the input of energy in this whole planet. The plants convert that sunlight into many, many compounds, sugars, lipids, proteins. They give some of that out their roots. They share it. They also, of course, drop leaves and things like this, which become detritus that's biodegraded, and the soil organisms feed on it. But a big, big part of what's going on in a regenerative system is that the plants that are healthy are exuding or oozing out of their roots a myriad of compounds that are specifically designed. If there's a design, there may be a design here to build soil structure and feed microbes and mine parent material and open up more and more nutritional opportunities for those roots, which will then strengthen the top of the plant, which will then perpetuate the cycle. And, there you have it. All that from looking at one little ring of drip. It's mind of mine. I'm fascinated about irrigation. I'm fascinated about regenerative agriculture, and I'm fascinated about how to bring some of that technology or that wisdom that's being done in the big profitable world of agriculture into the residential ornamental landscape where there's no real profit going on. It's just for looks. It's just for joy. This little plant here's job, what's its job? Is to bring you joy. That's the only reason we garden. We garden for joy. The plant wants to bring you joy. Give the plant the resources it needs to thrive. Because what is the opposite of joy? Well, maybe despair. How about a garden or a plant or a landscape that's going down the tube slowly? You put $1,000 in, and in 5 years, it's not thriving. It looks worse. The plants are slowly declining. What's going on there? Bare soil makes me think leaf blower on the soil. That's been proven to crust over that soil surface, which impedes the penetration of oxygen, gas exchange, and water. Your soil, when healthy, is breathing in and out, in and out, in and out. All those microbes down there producing carbon dioxide, big exhale. All that oxygen needed to come down to replenish all those microbes need to flow freely as the carbon dioxide is exiting the soil. Atmospheric air, bringing oxygen down, needs to be there to invigorate those microbes, except for the anaerobes. Anyhow, it gets complicated. It gets really complicated. Yeah, I think that's about enough. Think about what's going on in the soil, and you'll have a whole new relationship with your landscape. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Send me an email. Have a great night.